Well, morning everybody. Today's a good day. It's Monday. We're gonna hook up to the planter right quick after I blow some dirt off the back end of the tractor, and we're gonna start planting milo. Really excited to try some new varieties. I told you all about that last video, and yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Well, it has been literally one of those days. Pulled the planter all the way over yonder to my field, got it all unfolded, and realized that it would not lower for any reason. Did everything in my power that I know of how to do. I couldn't get it, so I had to call the dealership, and the closest guy available is 2 to 3 hours away. So, not where I want to be on Plant 21 Monday, but it is what it is. I mean, I've done all that I know how to do, and so he's going to be here in a couple hours. I am currently backing up to our wheat header. I'm going to pull it over from this barn over to where our shop is, quote unquote, and I'm going to start running through it while I'm waiting, because if I just sit at the tractor, I'm going to waste 2 to 3 hours. And I honestly do not know what's going on. I'm not a great mechanic, everybody knows that, but I did everything in my power and still didn't get it right. So anyway, not what I planned on doing for Plant 21, but we're gonna make the best of it. So this is our wheat header. Nothing fancy about it. It's a rigid 635D. I think it's a 2015 model. Best thing we've ever bought. We used to run an old style header, auger and all that, and that just was not doing it. And then there's our converted corn head that'll cut milo. I'll tell you all about that when milo harvest comes. Pretty cool header, if you ask me. Anyway, got to take this back 15 miles to our barns, and we're going to start running through it. Something that I always find very amusing is, so Dad always sprays. I rarely spray. He enjoys sitting in that cab. He enjoys doing this. I let him have it because, you know, he's the boss. Well, it always seems like when it's time to grease it or do any sort of maintenance, he all of a sudden becomes way too busy and can't do it. I always get stuck with the fun jobs with this machine. But hey, it is what it is. Still waiting on our service guy to show up. I hope it's within another hour, because I really want to start planting. I just hope so. And from then we got week and a half to go, and we'll start wheat harvest. In fact, you can see I parked the wheat header right there. Started cleaning it off a little bit from last year. Blew it off, but I didn't do a real good job on it, and I don't want to put it in these barns yet. And so yeah, just got to finish greasing this, doing a 50 and 100 hour grease on it, and yeah, should get her done. And I should add that I am very happy to spend 10 minutes greasing that thing while it's 100 degrees out here, so he doesn't have to. I'm very happy to do that, don't get me wrong. It always makes me laugh, because he just all of a sudden disappears when there's, you know, stuff to be done that he doesn't want to do. He did it for the last 40 years. I'm sure I can do it from now on. And so, don't get me wrong, I'm happy to do it for him. Well, it turns out that this was a mice problem. He's in, oh, come on, back up a little more. He's halfway in the bottom of that planter, hobbling wires together. And Lord willing, we'll be going in about an hour or two. So we got bad mice problems in one of our barns, and I parked that planter in there for 3 days, and in those 3 days they sure made a mess. And yeah, I'm no expert on that kind of stuff, so thankfully guys from our dealership around here are working on it. And yeah, we'll get her rolling. He said it'll be about an hour, and that's okay. Anymore now, I'm in no hurry. Won't finish this half section in a half a day, that's for sure. So it's okay. It's okay. All right, so I've gone all the way around the field, done most of my corners. Just gonna check things. So on our farm, we use RTK on both the sprayer and planter tractor. That way since we no-till our future milo ground, every track that the sprayer makes, we can zero in on the tractor here and put the tracks where our tractor tracks are going to be, right? Well, I just finished doing what I need to do without guidance. Now we're going to check. Dad did his burn down, did our burn down on this field Saturday, and here's his sprayer tracks right here. And it looks like I need to shift to the left just a hair, and then we should be golden. So get her set up. We're gonna shift to the left a little bit. Y'all know how to do this, but I'm just gonna show y'all. We're gonna go 2 inches and then let it kind of set, get straight. Now we're gonna stop and check it again. Looks like I could get over one more shift. Well, no, actually not, because these rear tires are a little bit bigger, you know, and that looks pretty good to me. Let's check the other side. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but you want it as close as you can get it. That way you're not running over stuff. That looks good to me. Oh, my hand's in the way. Got her going. No issues. I'm very thankful for people who know more about electronics than I do, and wires and all that good stuff. Yep, we are golden. So now I'm going to start working my way to the north. This is a half section, 320 some odd acres. It'll take about a day if I'd have started early today, but that's okay. Now we're going to get rolling. So here's a good example of exactly what I want to see. That's sitting at about 2 inches, which is just right for us. It's in good moisture. Here's another one that I found, and it is also just right where I want it. We're planting in, we had a hailstorm last year on this wheat here, and I lost a lot of stubble to it, and so there's not a whole lot protecting the soil. So I'm glad to have what moisture I have, and yeah, we're now gonna just cover this half section right quick and get her done. So I wanted to get it done before the sun set, and if it'll focus over there, very beautiful sunset. Anyway, I was planting along and I noticed that one of my gauge wheels, these things right here, was catching a lot of dirt, and I went back and looked at it. Somehow or another, this bolt here had come loose, and it actually bent the bolt on the gauge wheel. So I thought, oh, no big deal. Go grab another bolt from the bolt bin at the farm. Came back, realized that the threads inside the shank here were messed up. So I went back, grabbed our handy dandy old tap and die here, and went to work on it. And as you can see, I say a lot too. As you can see, we got it fixed just right, how I want it. So yeah, it's been a horrible day. I'm gonna set y'all right here so I can maybe go back to work and talk. It's been a horrible day, but thankfully we still got stuff done. I've got 140 acres planted so far, and definitely gonna go into the night for quite a while. But yeah, it's been one of those days, but I'm glad that I'm here, alive, and doing well, and that's what matters. So we're gonna put this all back together. I'm gonna put the die away. That's probably over 80 years old. My great-grandpa bought it, so there's no telling. He collected antiques, but that's another story for another time. I do own a Model H 1939 Johnny Pop, but I'll tell you all about that later. Anyway, I got to put things away, and we're going to get back to planting.